Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Jonna and I run a plant shop from home called Plants with Benefits. Today I want to do some repotting and other chores with you. I have a bunch of pure papillilaminum. They're not really seedlings anymore, they're like smaller plants. I already unpotted them and I want to put them in 10 centimeter anti-spiral pot. And I also have this Alocasia, which is my private plant. This one is in desperate need of a repot. It's in semi-hydro and it's rooted like crazy. These are one of my 3D printed pots we did print by ourselves. And I just pour some water in with the pot. It thrives, literally. You can see the roots, they're crazy growing. So I want to give this one some TLC, pot it up a little bit bigger and maybe do some corm digging. So let's start. So over here I have 8 papillilaminums. They are all similar sized. I've grown them out for, what is it, like 5-6 months now? 4 or 5 months now. I received them as very tiny seedlings. I did not breed them myself. Over here I have another box with same seedlings but still a little bit smaller, as you can see over here. This one is from the same date, same seed batch, but you can definitely see the difference. I blessed the smaller ones with a lot of light, so that's why they're also a little bit more bright colored, but eventually they will be darker when they get older and need less light. So I'm gonna start with the papillilaminums. I have grown these in my soil mix for I think 2 or 3 months now, but they outgrew the pot quite fast. So I want to repot them, pot them up a little bit bigger. Some of the leaves are damaged because they grew into another leaf, which is very unfortunate, but it's just because I am in a little bit lack of space. I actually have a new cabinet, not really a cabinet, like a new plant area here in this room. I will put some footage here. I'm very happy about that. My boyfriend's dad was asking like, can anyone use these? And I was like, oh yes, please give it to me. So he brought them. I'm very happy about that. So thank you, father-in-law. It really helps me out, especially because we're close to hitting plant market season. Today's 15th of May and in 10 days we have a plant market called Botanika. It's in Houten in the Netherlands, and then at the beginning of June we have a plant market from Youplant Amsterdam in Amsterdam, and then in July we have a plant market in Hoorn from B&BO Plants. I'm stacking up, you know, I'm just buying so many plants because I want to grow them myself for a tiny little while before I sell them again. I have a lot of plants at the moment, which is fine, but space is sparse. I'm just gonna start. So as usual, I take a spiral pot, I fill it up for like, what is it, 20%. I get the plant and then put it in as deep as I want it to be, and then just fill it up. I like my soil mix because it's soil free. It's very chunky, it's very light, very airy. And I use it for almost every single one of my plants, like Anthurium, Philodendron, Monstera, but also Hoya, the Shidia, succulents even though they do need a little bit more water retainment. But I use it for every single kind of plant. Type of plant. This is the first one with the damaged leaves. I had so much fun growing these plants out because I just love, in general, I love growing plants from tiny to big. They're all from the same mother plants, but they look completely different. I really enjoy growing all of these. See them all grow, see the changes. As seedlings, they all look very, very similar, but once they get a little bit bigger and grow their own kind of leaves, you do see a difference in every single one of them. And you can really, really see that same seed batch does not mean you get the exact same plants. It's like they're cousins from each other, not twins. If you want to buy a twin from a plant, you have to buy a clone, which is an offshoot, and it's literally just growing from on the same plant. It has the exact same genetics, or you have to buy propagations from certain characteristic mother plant. This one has a tiny little leaf incoming, still gonna expand. I restocked my web shop with some substrates. I've been slacking on that because mixing all of them is a lot of work. It takes up a lot of storage space as well, and it's physically kind of heavy to do because you have to carry everything, and I have a lot of pain in my body from condition, and it wasn't a great timing. But now the sun is out, my body aches are getting less bad, so I can be a little bit more physically productive. So I thought it was perfect timing for a restock of substrates. Hopefully I will receive tree fern fiber when this video goes up. Tree fern fiber has been out of stock for quite some while because it comes from New Zealand and shipping takes very long. It comes with a ship, like a container ship, but it also happens very, very often that it gets delays with shipment, and there's nothing I can do, there's nothing my supplier can do about that. It just happens, but it's been sold out like crazy. So I am very sorry about that. I wish I could buy in bulk, like not 5 bags of 40 liters, but like 20 or 50. But unfortunately, I don't have the funds for that, and neither have the space. So maybe one day. It is what it is. But I hope to have it back in stock as we speak right now. I will link. I will have a link in the description for the tree fern fiber. I sell it in bags of 4 liters. And I do it with liters because if I do it by grams or kilos, for example, it's not going to be the same because sometimes it's a little bit more dry and a little bit more wet, so the weight is a little bit different. But the volume of, is it volume? Liters? The amount that's in there, it will always be the same. And I will also put in some freebies in random orders. I prepared some worm castings, like 500 milliliters of worm castings for random orders, just because I like worm castings myself for soil. It is very much a part of my soilless mix. My mix, by the way, is 3 parts of cocoa chunks. And I get the cocoa chunks you buy for terrariums. It's like cocoa husk. And I use 3 parts of perlite. I don't have very porous perlite. I have between the 2 and 8 millimeter size, which is, I think, like this. It's still quite small, but unfortunately chunky perlite isn't really available in Europe. I've been looking into importing it, but it's quite difficult and very expensive. So unfortunately we have to wait for that. Maybe one day. So my aeroid mix is 3 parts cocoa chunks, 3 parts perlite and 1 part worm castings. These are the plants I just repotted. I have them in a tray right now, but I will transfer them to the cabinet or the shelves over there when I'm done watering them. Okay, this is an Alocasia Gageana Albo. Like I said, it's in semi-hydro, which is lechuza pollen with a little bit of perlite and a little bit of leca. Lechuza pollen is very heavy, it's very expensive, and I just like to throw in some perlite and leca to make it more aerated, and the leca balls are quite chunky, so it has larger pockets for airflow. So what I want to do is I'm going to take out the plant, pour out the water into the new pot. This is a pot that I used for another plant. I haven't cleaned it, but lechuza pollen was in there before. I might lose a lot of roots actually, because of the side slits, they grew through the side slits as well, and the roots are quite chunky. There's no way I can pull the roots out through the side slits, but I can pull them off. And then the ones that come from the bottom, they will be fine. So let's hope there's quite a lot of them coming from the bottom. Black all over. I'm gonna pour some of the substrate out in the container I have with lechuza pollen. Okay, so I just shake it, gently pull. I do a little bit of squeezing.
1 hour later.
Okay, that actually went not too bad. I'm gonna shake the substrate off a little bit because I want to do some corm digging. I do see some corms sticking out, so I'm just gonna take them off. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this is a big one. Wow, look at the size. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think this is about it. Still plenty of roots left. I think this will do for a little bit. I don't have any self-watering planter that's bigger than this, or very much too big. So I will keep it like this. I will fill it with a little bit of pond. Just until the bottom is covered. And then plant it in. And backfill. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, now that this is repotted, I'm also gonna cut the leaf off, which is the oldest one. This one is already on its way out, so I'm just gonna help it a little bit and take some scissors and just... I couldn't find my bent pruners, so I'm just gonna take a normal scissor, just cut it off. And this is what she looks like now. I'm gonna water her with the other plants later. But first I want to tackle the corms, because we have 2, 4, 6, 8 corms. I'm gonna take the tail off and put them in plastic cups with some fluvostratum. And some of them have this dark brown sheet around them, and I will try to peel that off gently. I have found that if you peel them, they will sprout faster. You don't have to peel them, but in my experience they sprout faster if you do, and it's also a smaller chance of rotting because the sheet can rot and take your plant with it as well. They don't have a lot of sheeting though, but this one does. It's really dark. You can use different kind of tools for the peeling, but I personally just like to use my fingers, especially when I have some gloves on. But some people use a spoon or ear scrapers. As long as you're gentle, you can literally use anything. This is what it looks like now. So the other ones I'm not gonna bother. I will use 2 cups. I always reuse them. They're quite sturdy plastic. You can wash them by hand or throw them in a dishwasher and just reuse them. So I highly recommend you doing the same. Then I have my bin of fluvostratum. This is the amount I'm gonna put in and just plant the corms in. Sometimes it is difficult to see what is the front or like the top and the bottom of the corm. If you really don't know, just plant them sideways because the leaf will shoot towards the light. So it should be fine. And there's many times I actually planted them upside down and they still sprouted perfectly fine. It's just that the corm is making a little bit of an awkward turn. And these are the other 4. As usual, I'm gonna water with Hazy Root Complex. I only filled the bucket with 5 liters of water, so I'm gonna aim for the 25 mils. Like that. And then the papillilaminums I will water completely through. Nami is investigating. Look at her, look at her. The most important part of fluvostratum is that it doesn't dry out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a lid on, write the date and the name of the plant, and I will just put them in the cabinet, forget about them, and look at them after a couple of weeks. The name of the plant, the date, and the amount of corms. I'm just gonna repeat the same on this one. Like this. Just put it in the cabinet like this. Hello. She thought it was interesting. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you had fun watching this or maybe learned something. And please let me know what you would like to see in the next video if you have any suggestions. And hope to see you in the next video.